This looks like irritating shit in a lip gloss tube. I am going to be ripping on this product today because I have reviewed the Kylie skincare line ingredient by ingredient, every single product thus far, and this is the last one. And although this has been very, very fun, I'm also very tired of saying the word Kylie skin. Some of the products I would actually try. Others I would not get close to with a 10-foot jousting stick. However, this eye cream is one that I find misleading. I also don't think it is the best, and the reason why is not particular to Kylie skin, it is eye creams in general. But then when they look at the ingredients here, there's also a lot of stuff that really does not need to be in here and sets you up for irritation and potentially melia, if melia is caused by suffocating the skin surrounding the eye area, which in some people there is a correlation. What does that all mean? Good question. Let's get to the actual ingredients. So many ingredients. This is also listed as fragrance free, but there are ingredients here that act as fragrances that I would not put near my eyes. Looking at the ingredients, I assume that this product is going to be slightly cooling, but also if that's not being done with a metal applicator, that could potentially add a little bit of irritation to the eyes. Like if you've ever put your face near like pure peppermint oil and something really intense and your eyes start to water, technically, if there are aromatic alcohols that are coming off of this product, they could irritate sensitive eyes. I don't like it. But instead of hearing the overview rant, let's rant about each individual ingredient. The first one is not terrible. It is water, agua, pani, whatever you want to call it. The second is also pretty good. We have this jojoba seed oil. Again, it is excellent in skincare. I use this on my skin all the time, high in antioxidants. But why in an eye cream? I feel like it might be too heavy over here by the eye. The skin naturally produces sebum, which has squalene in it. Squalene, sebum, and jojoba can be similar. But again, having a product that is mainly water and jojoba, even if there's surfactants or things that bind these together, I feel like it would be too heavy for the eye area. The other thing you have to remember is that the skin by the eye is very, very thin. So you don't need as thick or as heavy of a product to go here because it just won't absorb or it'll be too much for the area. And looking at this, I'm like, kind of looks like that. Second ingredient is the Shea Butter. Again, this is excellent in skincare when it comes to face creams or moisturizers. I love Shea Butter. This was also in the moisturizer, but as we discussed in the moisturizer, you need to know the composition of the Shea Butter. And of course, that is trade secret, so they are not going to tell us what it is here. Again, I think it's way too heavy for the under eye. Into the skin, it absorbs really nicely. It's kind of cloud-like because it goes on thick, but it absorbs down. But by the under eye area, the thin skin is so delicate, I would not put gobs of this right here. Then we have polyglycerol 3 rice bartonate. This is an emulsifier. It's also a surfactant. So again, it's the reason that the water and the jojoba are able to combine. Then we do have glycerin or glycerol. This again is hydrating. It's also in food. You've probably eaten it before in your life. Again, don't eat this eye cream. Not a good idea. It's a laxative in food, and in skin, it is a hydrator or a humectant. We then have coconut alkalines. This was found throughout the skincare line. It's also in a lot of foundation, so it's fine for the under eye area, but I don't see how this base is actually delivering the nutrients that are listed later on within this formula. We then have cetearyl alcohol, which is a fatty alcohol. This could be used as an emollient, so it goes on super smooth. It might be a carrier molecule, but looking at the Kylie skin line, I'm also kind of doubting that. We then have cetyl phosphate, which is a surfactant, again, binding things like oil and water that wouldn't normally want to be together. We then have polyacrylate 13. I had to Google this. And this seems to be a foaming copolymer. A foaming copolymer. Why? Obviously, it is not making this product foamy, but as a copolymer, it's probably binding a few things together and just giving it the feel. Again, a lot of these products seem to be about the feel, not about any actual effect, which makes me and the $22 that many people spent very, very sad. We then have isododecane, and this is a fragrance. Why? Why have a fragrance so close to the eye? Especially because fragrances and the way they work are very volatile, meaning they actually give pieces of themselves away, which is why we can smell them. So why would you have something like that so close to the eye? Leave it alone. We then have phenoxyethanol. This again is used in so many skincare products. Everyone became very afraid of parabens, so a bunch of companies started putting phenoxyethanol in. Again, it is not terrible, but it is an aromatic alcohol, so again, It's a preservative, and this is actually a quote-unquote natural product that many people can have reactions to, or that you can develop reactions to. So the fact that this is being put in an area that is so absorbent right by the eyes, I don't like it. There are other natural preservatives that could have been used. I don't like that. Caprylyl glycol, oh my God, it is cold. This is a coconut-derived alcohol. It gives things slip, and it's, again, a preservative. We then have glycerol stearate citrate. This is pretty much another skin conditioner. We have polyisobutane, which I had to do a little bit of checking on, and this is used as, again, a film-forming agent. It creates film, or it can create foam, depending on what it's combined to. There must be something about this formula that I don't understand, because logically, why would these things go in there? I don't think that they actually have a therapeutic or a treatment benefit. But you know, whatever floats the boat. Then this next ingredient, I called it. I gotta toot my own whistle. I gotta honk my own horn. I gotta float on my own boat. But we've got the Mica. This is basically your fake under eye brightening. Mica is what's used in a lot of eyeshadows or in your highlighter. And again, in cosmetics, it is amazing. And even under the eye, it is a brightener. But this is not being listed as an under eye brightener or an under eye concealer. This is being listed as an under eye cream, which makes us think that there is some sort of a benefit or some sort of actual brightening effect due to the ingredients on the under eye. This Mica sits on top of the skin. It does reflect light because they are these shiny little shimmery pieces of stuff. So it does give that illusion, but it does not actually brighten. And the second you wipe it off, those things go away. And especially in an eye cream, if you are making an eye cream, it should give your eyes a delivery system of something useful, some depuffing or some brightness, which I don't feel that this product does. You wipe it on, it's basically makeup. Like Mica. Really? Really, yo? We then have Dimethicone Copolymer, which I also called. We did do a video explaining dimethicone, and for the sake of shortness of this video and because I'm really cold, we are going to leave it as please watch this video so that you can make your own deductions based on science about this ingredient. The one thing that I have to caution is that this can create a vapor permeable little sealant underneath the eye, and seeing all of the other ingredients in here, is it locking stuff in under the eye, which could A, make them penetrate if they were actual penetrators, or B, is it just increasing the risk amount of irritation because it's keeping some of these things close to the eye, which naturally I don't think are that great. We then have titanium dioxide. Again, I called it. This is probably where we're getting that gold color from. This is found in a lot of sunscreens. It is, again, a reflector of light, so it creates kind of this fake brightening. Kind of makes your under eyes look bright without doing any actual brightening. Again, if this was an eye brightener, fine. This is being sold as an under eye cream. Me no likey. And in general, I think I'm ripping on it because this is one of my biggest pet peeves, are when consumers are ripped off by false advertising or by products that really aren't there for them. As someone who has been on the consumer side and been ripped off by countless products, I was a telemarketer trying to sell people driveways and windows, and I would spend my $90 paycheck at Sephora trying to buy a product to cure my acne. So I have a very emotional, visceral response to shitty marketing and lies within the industry, and I probably react a little bit stronger than most people would, because it literally makes me froth at the mouth. I get so angry. But this titanium dioxide is one of those things that, depending on how you label it, you could see it as an oopsie doopsie, or you can see it as a stop motherfucking lying. It does not do any permanent brightening or give any substantial effect to the under eye, and the second you wipe it off, all of your benefits are gone. We then have Candela jojoba rice bran polyglycerol 3 esters. These are waxes, stabilizers, and emulsifiers from jojoba and from rice bran. These are actually pretty good, but again, at the amount that you're getting in there and the amount that you're applying, it's probably not doing a lot. I would have liked to see this way up there at the top. We then have cetyl alcohol. This is a thickener. It's used all the time in skincare. It's a fatty alcohol. Again, this line is like, oh, the toner is alcohol free, and it's like, well, shit, Sherlock, the other 5 products aren't. Then we have acrylate C10, C30 cross polymer. These are the same as the toner and the same as the walnut scrub. It's a thickener and a stabilizer within skincare that comes from coconut. We then have sodium hydroxide. This again is basically lye, which helps to tear apart proteins. So if you get pure lye, pure sodium hydroxide on your skin, it will burn. You will have to go to the hospital. Thank God it has gone through a saponification or a chemical process in which it is no longer dangerous. So I don't think this is dangerous at all. Obviously, there was some sort of first process that happened before second process within the cosmetic manufacturing, because things happen in levels or in layers. So that's what happened here. It's harmless, but I'm just curious as to what happened within the first process and how this all combined. I'm just, curiosity killed the cat, and obviously I must have like hiding ears and whiskers. Then we have polyglycerol 3-cocoate. This is an emollient. It gives this product slip. Again, this is a lot of those glycerin molecules combined with lauric acid. Lauric acid is also really high in coconut oil, which can be super beneficial for the skin. We've done a video debunking that as well if you want to learn about coconut oil for your face. God, there's so many ingredients. We then have polyglycerol 4-caprate. This is a skin conditioner and an emollient. We then have polyglycerol 6-caprolate. This is again an emollient, skin conditioner, surfactant. We then have polyglycerol 6-renicolate, and this is another skin conditioner and surfactant. Why so many of the same thing? Was the first one not good enough? Come on now. We then have Camellia sensis leaf extract. This is fantastic, and this is just green tea. Again, just label it green tea. We would all be a lot happier, but this is wonderful because green tea does have antioxidants, it has polyphenols, it has some caffeine, it has xanthines, it does have some amino acids, which are really beautiful, but the amount that you're applying, what's it actually doing? There are many eye creams that I feel would be better, but this is probably the source of caffeine. This potentially could be causing a little bit of a cooling effect, but seeing as how many other aromatic preservatives there are in here, I would assume that it might be one of the other aromatic alcohols rather than this. But if you want a video on green tea and matcha, we actually just posted a scientific and historical breakdown of it, which you can watch here. This is also why you leaving comments is a great thing, because I'm like a genie in a bottle, like Will Smith in Aladdin, which I haven't seen, but your wish is my demand. And if you leave them in the comments, I usually make them. Also, subscribe and hit the ding dong notification bell so that you actually see it when I post it for you. Shameless self-promotion? No? Yeah? Maybe? I got you. We then have Lactobacillus Ferment Lysate. This is phenomenal in moisturizers, in foundations, in skincare. In eye creams, I don't know how much I like this. So lactobacillus is wonderful. The lysate of lactobacillus is essentially lysed bacteria or dead bacteria. The thing is that depending on the lactobacillus strain, it could be different. We don't know which one she's using. I love lactobacillus lysate within face products. Again, eye products, I don't know how I feel about them yet. We then have polymethylsiloxane, which is basically like a silicone, and it does form a film on the skin. So again, this probably makes the skin super soft looking or feeling. We then have punica gratinum extract, which I had to Google, and this is basically pomegranate fragrance. Again, it's called fragrance-free, but it's really not. Pomegranate is awesome because of its antioxidant levels, but again, I don't think there's enough in here to do anything good, especially with everything mixed in together. We then have trisodium ethyldiamine discutanate, which again is this chelating agent, which combines metals to different things, specifically bonding ions and molecules to metal ions, blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. Why is it in here? I am very curious. We then have ethyl hexaglycerin. This is again in the moisturizer. It's bound to glycerin, so it does have that skin conditioning feel to it. It is a preservative. We then have HDI, trimethyl hexyl acetone cross polymer, which your girl had to do a little Googling for. This is an anti-caking agent. So you know cake face, aka me 10 years ago? Yeah, anti-caking. So this product was probably balling up underneath the eyes, getting really pilly, and they had to add this to make sure that it doesn't get cakey up in the under eye area. There is just so much crap in this product, they didn't want it to ball up. We then have polysorbate 20. Again, this is a surfactant that binds oil and water. This is found throughout the rest of the line as well. We then have iron oxides, again, this kind of fake brightening. Again, this is also probably where it's getting some of the color. I bet you this is where we're getting some of that yellow or that gold look. We then have sorbitan isoterate. This is a surfactant, an emulsifying, kind of an emulsifying agent so that it feels super slippery in the hands. We then have 3-ethyl ascorbic acid, which is your vitamin C. This is an antioxidant. It is, however, not as stable as what we saw within the vitamin C serum. We then have to do the little cheerleading thing again and do it with me. 2, 4, 6, 8, tocopherol acetate. I hope I shaved. Oh, you know what? Who cares? Tocopherol acetate is our vitamin E. It is super hydrating and nourishing. It is antioxidant rich, but again, is it really doing anything in this product? I am skeptical. Then we have our Lactobacillus Ferment. This is not the lysed lactobacillus, but this is the ferment of the lactobacillus, which I like. Don't know how it works in the under eye area. I would assume it's pretty good, but I also have my doubts about how much of it is in here since it is a very expensive product, and seeing her price point and how much else is in here, I just don't have very good expectations. When I first made my predictions, I thought we were gonna have CBD, I thought we were gonna have retinaldehyde, I thought she was giving us the whole shebang, but oh, was I incorrect on that one. We then have some caffeine, which again is good in theory, but how is it actually? Caffeine has been shown to absorb through the skin, kind of like a nicotine patch. There can be caffeine patches, but when it comes to skincare, the idea is caffeine perks me up. It makes me feel awake in the morning. It takes 2 cups to get my butt started. Must be doing the exact same thing for my under eyes. And the truth is that just because the caffeine works on your adenosine receptors like that in your brain does not mean that it works the same way within the skin. So it can be absorbed transepidermally, again, through the skin barrier of the epidermis, but does it actually do anything? We don't know. When I was in aesthetic school, we did used to use caffeine creams as part of endermology treatments. Endermology was used to get rid of cellulite and to get rid of stretch marks. So there could be some truth there. Again, it was really the manual stimulation of the endermology machine that I think made the most difference. Most people, correct me if I'm wrong, don't have cellulite or stretch marks in the under eye area. But again, this caffeine, it's nice for marketing, and maybe there's some truth to it that I'm just not aware of. This could also be providing potentially a slight cooling effect, but the weather out here is way colder and is gonna wake me up way more than this damn eye cream will. A lot of people claim that caffeine can reduce puffiness. Again, a metal tip applicator would have done a way better job. A cold spoon or a damp tea bag will do a way better job at removing your puffiness. But there is an eye cream from 100% Pure that is a caffeine eye cream that would be a much better bet. And it's 100% pure and without any mica. We then have tocopherol, again, vitamin E, skin conditioning, antioxidant. We then have this kiwi seed oil, probably being used for its omega-3 benefits, might be slightly hydrating. It kind of smooths out the outer layers of the skin, but again, this is better in a face cream than it would be in an under eye cream. We've then got this citric acid and more vitamin C-like antioxidant. There are way too many ingredients in here, and I don't feel like a ton of them are beneficial or actually doing anything. It looks more like an under eye brightener or an under eye cover-up, and seeing as there's so much in such a delicate under eye area, I would be really afraid of reactions. I would be really afraid of how this is going to impact the eye health overall. And there are just much better products out there. I mentioned the caffeine one from 100% Pure. One that I love, which again can be irritating, is from Mica, but that one actually has retinaldehyde in it. It's the under eye cream, and that one will actually do something for fine lines, wrinkles, and puffiness, whereas I don't see anything in here that's really going to show that that does any good. There's also the Hibiscus Ultra Lift from Eminence Organics. This is great because it actually has a metal tip, so that cooling feel under the eye. It is made with organic ingredients. It's made in Hungary. It does have a lot of different plant extracts, so if you are super sensitive to different fragrances, because it has a lot of plant derivatives, you might want to avoid that one. But if you're okay with that, like, it's organic, it is proven, it's got a very luxurious metal tip, and it absorbs like a dream. But overall, your girl's pissy, and I'm just gonna say it as I see it. This is crap in a lip gloss stick. Why was there not a metal applicator? Why didn't we just call it an under eye brightener and I wouldn't have such an issue with it? Your girl is triggered by the eye cream. Yes, that is the state that we're at. If you want to see us break down all the other ingredients within the Kylie skincare line, you can watch it here. And if you want some more videos on how I like to read my ingredients, you can learn about it right here. I love you, beautiful butterflies. I'm gonna go get myself something warm, and I will see you in the next video. Love you guys. Bye.
Oh dear Jesus, I'm so happy this is over. Oh yeah, I'm in my pajamas.